Hey everybody, turn this up. There we go. Hey Jay, hey Hideo. Oh yeah, Hideo, I have this here. Thank you very much for that. Oh, okay, let's take a look at today's command yesterday. So Wednesday. Another variety day where he just does something toward Pollen. Okay. Old blood moderators. These other moderators are moderated by marriage. Yeah, so I just haven't had the energy lately to do everything I feel like I should be doing. And even yesterday, I think that was a good indication of that. Yesterday's VOD was, I'm not going to load it up, but it was 6 hours, I think. Hey, Snatch. I don't usually see you here in the morning. How's it going? So, we're going to do something. I'm not totally sure what. And I think what's going to happen is it'll be design work for some of this. Hey, Mushmouth. Yeah, my uptime is 2 minutes. I don't know how long it takes to update the view count. So consider just not having an incentive for defending. It's probably a bad idea. Make a design doc to talk about this stuff. Now it's up to 11. Well, if this trend keeps up, we'll be at 22 pretty soon. Yeah, so where I left off with the duplicate script work, I'm probably not going to touch this. I probably shouldn't even code today. I know that's weird for a coding stream. Let's take a look at rankings, because I need to figure these out at some point. Yeah, what did they say, Mushmouth? We're going to put this on Google Drive. Yeah, that college degree. What can I say? So I'll make a new doc really fast. Setting this up needs to be done off screen. Land rankings. Okay. So here's the link. Then I need to give you guys this link. I should probably update that today command, huh? I should also make a shortened link out of this. There we go. What is that? Ski Pride? It looks like... Let's see if I can find this guy. It looks like this guy. Doesn't it? Because instead of headphones, it looks like it's hair. Let's see. They're actually a really nice and friendly college. I think I'm going to go there if they offer computer engineer. Apparently, it's a new course there. Mushmouth, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about these sorts of things, to be honest. Like, let's say a college is offering a game design course for the first time, or like not a course, a major. It may not be bad, but how do you know that it's going to be good? I think that can be tough. So at least being a computer engineer is something that's pretty well established at this point, whereas game design is newer than that, certainly. Well, video game design, because computers had to exist for there to be video games. So there's a lot more that's gone into computers. They have a gaming club and LGBT club. Yeah, I think having clubs and everything is really good. But yeah, I would just worry about the main reason you're going to college, hopefully, is for education. Yeah. Aren't colleges really expensive in the US? They can be, definitely. It all depends on where you go. Also, there are still what we call community colleges, which are typically for two year, I don't know what to call them, programs. And those are pretty reasonable, actually. Hey, CHK, what college degree do I have? I have a bachelor's degree in computer science. And what's wrong, Mr. Cheap? Yeah, tell us about it. You take it for one semester and drop out if it's not good? Yeah, the issue is that I don't know if after one semester you'd know if it's good or not. So the problem is you can't talk to alumni if it's a new program. You can't figure out where these people have gotten jobs afterward. Hey, Foss. Yeah, associates, but I was thinking it doesn't necessarily have to be for a degree. You can just do 2 years and then transfer. I guess that is still an associate's degree, right? Informed of this, and he's livid that I've never talked to him about it. Well, I think there are two parts to this. One is it's probably a good idea to let your boss know what you're doing, even if you have permission from every single person in the chain above that person, above your boss. But your boss also shouldn't be like incredibly mad about it, I think. So yeah, in the future, I would try to communicate this to your boss, and then for now, I'm not totally sure what you should do. Be aware that transfer requires. Yeah. EJ's had experience in this. If you're gonna do community college, be really careful because it might end up being for just the education, not for the credits. That knows the difference between computer engineering and computer science. The problem is that I think schools can define that. There's no like you have to have this if you do a computer science degree. At least I don't think that exists in the U.S. So there's software engineering, computer engineering, IT, computer science, and then a whole bunch of other degrees that are kind of in between. So this ranking thing, I wanted to update the today command to say Wednesday. I think we'll keep a lot of this here. For now, he's working on designing rankings. So I know how this is going to go. I've done this sort of thing before. What's going to happen is this. We are probably going to spend, assuming this gets any sort of steam, we're going to spend the next like 3 hours working on this document. And I think people will chime in a lot and share what they think is important. And by the end of this, I'm hoping that we've made some progress. So let me write down all the issues here. Because I already have this stuff. Okay. So we'll copy paste this, then we'll format it so that it fits the Google style of this. Hey, Pawn. So Botland rankings / leagues. So in Botland right now are ratings, which are backed by the Glico system. And for more information on that, I should put this in. Never worked with a to-do list before, and I see you're using yours quite extensively. Do you feel it helps you remember or keep track? Yes, definitely, Foss. But I have to give a caveat there, which is that just having a text to-do list for everything may not be the best way for you to organize stuff, and there is some overhead with moving these items around. So I would look into a board like Trello or some other management system that's online. Hey, Smooth Dog, did I just remove something from my pocket? Because I had my phone in my pocket. Pawn. If going mad with power is calling people plebs, then you're probably safe. Hey, Turbo Dave. Yeah, this LaTeX document, this is pretty standard in math and science. Even the students there barely know the difference. Well, with a particular school, you can always compare what their curriculums are. So if one is taking this class and the other isn't taking this class, then that helps you define the difference. But that's just for a particular school. And hey, Freak Technic. Yeah, I think starting with a text to-do list is not a bad idea, and then eventually converting it if you have to. Luckily, Botland is a small one-off project. Yeah, luckily. I think we'll have it done in another maybe hour and a half. These are and should always be used for finding matches for a player. Have to yeah, I think getting this level of organization early on in your career is really good. Not even making documents for absolutely everything. I have to share stuff with the stream, so there is some stuff I do just for the stream. I would not do this on my own. I would just use OneNote. But having a level of organization before you start your career is going to be really helpful for you. How do you stay on top of so much stuff? Working on Botland, doing Project Euler problems. Mr. Cheap, this stuff doesn't happen concurrently. The Project Euler problems were a long time ago. This has been out for quite some time, I think. Right? Do they have a Wikipedia page? Yeah, they do. Whoa. That is gigantic. I'm going to get a clip made out of that by EJ and have some meme title. Should always inject context before it's too late. Anyway, when was this made? Yeah, 2001. Yeah, I did this a long time ago, but I didn't do the whole thing. And playing the piano, yeah, that hasn't happened in a while either. So right now, Mr. Cheap, as you can kind of tell by the today command, I'm just not on top of things. I really need to catch up, and I think it's going to take me probably about a week. Also, man, I don't want to complain all day. Yeah, I'll stop there. We'll stop there. I'm not caught up. I need to be caught up. I need to be at a lower stress level than I am. Doesn't it take time though, just organizing this stuff? Yes, it does, Foss. But the idea is that it would pay off more. So think about this. That's like saying, doesn't insurance cost money? Yes. And if you never have an accident, you wasted money essentially. So doesn't organization take time? Yes. And if you never get to the size of a project where that organization is necessary, that's all wasted time. But ideally, remember the payoff for insurance is that you end up, I don't know, like your house burns down or something, and then you end up spending no extra money. And so that paid off with like whatever, hundreds of thousands of dollars, let's say. Same thing with organization. The payoff for organization is that it saves you tons of time in the future because you know what you're doing. You keep track of tasks. Hey, 99 to life. So yeah, Foss, this thought process can be a little bit tough to get over at first. And do what you feel you need to do. It could be as simple as like keep track of your bugs in an issue tracker so you don't forget about them. But I'm telling you, things like this, let's just go to a random item on this to-do list from here. Okay, investigate why my attack botcoin rollup is wrong. It says I earned 2 on play.bot.land when I definitely got at least 12. Like, that's a bug. It sounds like a bug. If I just totally forgot about this, would this deteriorate the experience for players playing the game? So is writing it down going to take so long? Is it worth eventually looking into this again and finding out if there is an issue, or should I just not have tracked it? And this is probably from, I mean, look, the closest item is on February of this year. So this is almost a year ago. Did I sleep better last night? Yeah. That clip button is broken. Well, that's good, Mr. Cheap, and that's part of my goal of streaming. I mean, I know my main goals were the accountability and marketing, but I think this is really important too because I have visibility here, and I think I should give back to the people who are supporting me. It's a little too soon for that, Mushmouth. We need to be another like 10 years into our relationship for that. So these are and should always be used for finding matches. Ratings are split into attack and defense ratings. And I've never made that analogy before, Foss. I think it's pretty good. Did Freak Technic get this? Alright, I'll have to check this out later. So ratings are split into attack and defense ratings. When you attack somebody else, your attack rating is matched against their defense rating. I don't think these should be bold. So here's the background of what you need to know. There are ratings in the game. They go by the Glico system. You have an attack and a defense rating. They get paired kind of crosswise. So then the goal of this document, I'd love to show players a ranking, not a rating, that gives them an indication of how good they are. Yeah, I want to show players a ranking. I don't think this should be an absolute ranking. E.g., if there are 100k Botland players, it's probably not helpful to know that you are number 78, 1, 2, 3. Even if I were to make an absolute ranking, I can't sort all players by their ratings every time a game completes. Ideally, whatever ranking you end up with would change somewhat frequently. Would be updated after every game you play, but I would settle for having it update just moderately frequently. Not last by a wide margin. Hey, Sir Monster. So that's the goal of this document. So, and you guys, by the way, you have access to this right now. I don't know how many people are looking at this. One person. Hey, Versace. If I'm not mistaken, your birthday's coming up soon. I wouldn't say this makes it esports ready. I don't think Botland could be an esport. I don't think it has that spectator appeal to it. Well, but Turbo Dave, I don't have a conclusion yet. So all of these down here are just kind of ramblings. Well, I did just look at the list recently. So other game systems. I'm going to write down a bunch of other games here. League of Legends, Hearthstone, Overwatch, and I think StarCraft. And so I haven't played Overwatch or League of Legends, but you can find a lot of information online about this stuff. He noticed me. League of Legends. You could hold champs in your stream. There was this streamer that had like cam of his game in the top right corner showing events. Are you talking about when Botland is out? I've got, and like, I don't know, over here on the screen somewhere, I've got someone else's stream streaming through me. It's an interesting idea. I usually don't stream other people's content because it's copyrighted, but I could get permission from a person. Okay, and then StarCraft 2 I need to write down as well, because that way if I refer to any of these. Yeah, thanks for pointing that out, Turbo Dave. No, you have your game shown, but like from an observer point of view. Oh, I guess the observer point of view would be replays in this case. I don't know if that's necessary, because by the time Botland is actually out and people make it to this stream, I'll probably have a better what is Botland video. Food for thought. Food.exe for thought. All I do is store the rank of the player calculated with ELO, where the rank cap is around 2400 and a min of 8 and 0. I think you're talking about ratings, not rankings. But ELO works differently from Glico. I created a division tier every 500 and a level each 100. okay, so my issue, and that's what's in the first two paragraphs here, is that I have ratings, but I don't have rankings. And to calculate rankings across an entire player base is really tough. I think ELO also gives you ratings, right? Or it's not ELO, it's ELO, right? I keep saying ELO. Games of the top X players fighting should make it interesting. Yeah. I need to set up an automated system just for that and then have something. Yeah, it would be a little bit tough to do that, I think. But yeah, it's an idea, definitely. I think that would be something for like after ball ends out. With ELO, you just have a value 0 to 2400 for skill. I see what you're saying. Yeah, and that's another idea. So let's write this down. So let me see if I got this right. Ratings are determined by the ELO system, meaning they go from 0 to 2400. Rankings are simply a slice of the ratings pie, e.g. 0 to 500 is Master Chef, 501 to 1000 is, I mean, I don't know what it is, I'm gonna make my own. Sous Chef. UTC, there are divisions within these so that 0 to 100 may be Master Chef 1, 101 to 200 may be Master Chef 2. This means that there's no real computation. Well, rankings don't exist, I guess is what this is saying. Or rankings are very fuzzy. Are really just bucketizations of ratings, meaning they're very fuzzy rankings. Yeah. Okay, that's right. Yeah, this is interesting. And thank you for that, EJ. Okay, I want to write down StarCraft as well. You only need to study directly to a master in computer engineering? Huh. Interesting. So I want to write down StarCraft 2, although I don't totally remember how it works. StarCraft 2 ladder, oh, Liquipedia. Do they have the ladder system here? Yeah, here we go. So there are leagues of different metals, basically, and then Grandmaster. Bronze, silver, diamond. With Grandmaster League on top that always has less than 1,000 players. Hey, Elias. Yeah, and then there's the Mushmouth League right on top of Grandmaster that always has the Mushmouth in it. Okay, so how does this work? There are placement matches. Player may get moved to another league depending on performance. The time and frequency of these movements are kept explicitly hidden. So placement matches put you into your initial league. Changing leagues is relatively secretive. It happens based on time and performance. I'm doing okay. I won't lie. Today's not going to be a great day, I think. I shouldn't say that. Today hasn't been a good day so far. But hoping that changes. So for right now, we're going to try to probably steer away from programming for a bit. So right now what I'm working on is coming up with a league system for Botland that makes sense. Actually, I should write this down here. The rankings should be a means of motivation for players. Hey, Neochromer. Yeah, make it a great day or not. The choice is yours. Yeah, and I'll try to do that. I think step one is acknowledging this. Step two is finding ways around this. So if I were to start programming today, I might get into rage quit mode, which has certainly happened before. And I'd like to avoid that. So if I can get even 4 hours of productive work today, that'd be great. Which, by the way, let's run some of these things. What's wrong with QuoteBot? Okay. So how else does StarCraft 2 work? Placement match is currently down. Placement not Grandmaster. So divisions, each division has 100 players. Yeah, what's been up sorry, I clicked Mushmouth's GIF and then I was responding to you, so I read their name. But yeah, what's been up, Neochromer? Also check out this sweet hoodie. Boop. It's a Discord hoodie. Also, let me see if I can show you this. It's got this sweet partner stuff on the back. Oh yeah. Because I'm a Discord partner. Hey, Anti-Matter. Yeah, not a Kappa Claus hoodie. But this is a sticker, you know. This thing that got all these Twitch things on the back. I could just put this here, and then it would be a Kappa Claus hoodie. Debugging your own debugger. Yeah, but that's an interesting piece of tooling that you can make. So each division has 100 players. The name is made up of a word and a letter. Process is based solely on MMR. Matchmaking is based solely on MMR. No one's ever commented on either my Twitch or my Discord hoodie in real life. Also, I have tried to expressly forbid my wife from wearing my Twitch hoodie. I don't want it to get dirty or anything. And I'm afraid she'll be eating and she'll drop food on it or something. She knows this. She still wears it. Yeah. This means you can play against someone... Well, this means you almost always play against someone in another league/division. That's not what I'm implying. Just every once in a while, people drop food, right? And if you have more people wearing a hoodie, that's more of a chance to drop food on it. Players do not usually move from one division to another within the same league, though it's technically possible for a player to manually leave their division. Players don't usually move from one division to another within the same league. Okay. The time that they're in a particular league. Streamer powers. By the way, Anti-Matter Tape, pretty nice banana video you had there. No, the Twitch hoodie I have is a special one just made for their creative partners, I think. We got those last year at Christmas. All his viewers are trapped inside that hoodie. Every time someone types give please or take energy, I get some of your power. Hey Gwenrath. I think I've already talked about this, but if you want a bad/frustrating example, the Rocket League example is perfect. You're literally in a league division like Bronze 3 Division 4. You just randomly drop or go up, no indication of where you are. What's the requirements? Yeah, does StarCraft even show you? Because it sounds like StarCraft kind of does the same thing, and I actually liked StarCraft's system, but StarCraft is not a team game, or not typically a team game. Hey, Bill Zender. New LED strips. They're new as of, what, like a year and a half ago? And if you ever want to use them, you can just type buy lights. But anyway, we should probably write this down too. No, it's okay, Bill Zender. You can do co-op. Yeah, you can, but I don't think StarCraft is typically a co-op game. 1v1 is the most popular, and 2v2 is the second most popular, and everything else is a joke. I've seen 4v4s. They're silly. Because the problem with a 4v4 is you knock one player out, and now it's a 3v4, and the 4 players will probably always win. I think I should probably write something else here in goals. So, list of goals. The ranking should be a means of motivation for players. The rankings shouldn't take longer than 1 to 2 weeks to implement. And yeah, that's about it. That's pretty much it. Hearthstone rank system is actually really good. You like it? Hearthstone will very likely not work here. So what's interesting about Hearthstone is they do something completely different for if you're in the legend ranks from if you're not in the legend ranks. So you have a matchmaking rating that is actually hidden to you until you are in legend. Then it gets converted into your rank. I think, I will say this, it works for Hearthstone. Hey, Ski Dog. Ski Dog, that emote that EJ is using, I showed this earlier, but it looks exactly like, it looks like this. I'll just paste this in the chat. You got top 10 in Europe? Oh, nice. So I think for legend ranks, Hearthstone has a good ranking system. And I think for Hearthstone, the pre-legend ranks are fine. But I don't think for botland that would work. Pixie.js just updated? Oh, you mean it's just a minor version update. It's not like version 5 came out or something, right? Yeah, an hour ago. Actually, I haven't been looking at this. And 26 days ago? Yeah, at some point I should look into this again. Yeah. I think I have a shout out on one of these. At least in an issue that had gotten fixed. Hey again, Gwenerath. So did I finish writing StarCraft system here? Yeah, top 200 players? Oh, what did I do? And in Grandmaster League, this gets updated all the time, right? Bonus pool. What is bonus pool? Wait, what? Division tiers. As a result, points after season 9 can be compared across divisions, but still not across leagues. Okay. Oh, nice, Sir Momster. Yeah, it's good that he dropped in yesterday. Okay. So Rocket League, let's go find out how their ranking system works. Will we type ladder? Is there a wiki on Rocket League? Yeah, here we go. I should probably mute this. Okay, so how does their... How does this work? Tiers, here we go. So introduced in Season 2, competitive tiers replace the preceding ranking system in ranked points. I don't care about whatever happened before. I just care about what they have now. All players are required to play 10 placement matches. Okay, so Rocket League. 10 placement matches. No, you know what? I should put this here. There. Good, good, good. Copy link URL, reference 1. Yeah, I just want to get this to be organized. There. They're changing it currently? Well, well, well. Okay, then let's just ignore this last thing. Thanks for that, Turbo Dave. It's the only time I've ever done this on stream where I've looked at other people's games like this. There was one other time. It was when it was 13 months ago. And I think I downloaded a game or two and I was looking at what they did for PvP. I don't like this process. I don't like it because I feel like it stifles innovation. I look at what other games do and I think what system works best for me. I just don't like doing it, but I spent so much time thinking about this already. This link is old. We're going to season 6. This article is season 4. All right, I'll take 0 points from you for that. Yeah, use the wiki only. Okay. Did I already put that in here? No, I didn't. I didn't even put the wiki in here. Okay, cool. So what do we do? There's an unranked tier. Until you're done with those, you're in unranked. Part of the issue with looking these things up is that there are lots of different names for what people say here. So there's tier, division, league, ranking, rating, and whatever else, groups, subdivisions. I don't know how you remembered something from 13 months ago. Oh, typically I wouldn't, but that was the most stressful time in my entire life. So Swat, that was around when I was doing that pivot video. That pivot video was, oh god. The video itself is fine. That's not a problem. But what it describes is how Botland has changed in game design. Okay, so 10 placement matches. Place you in a tier after they're done. You can track progression and display. Yeah, that sounds pretty standard. 10 games progress. Matchmaking will put you in games with people of or closer to your current tier. That's not what they mean to say. Because you're in the unranked tier and everyone's in the unranked tier. It's your current hidden tier, I guess. It takes an average of the last 4 games for the game to know your tier, but there are 6 more for assurance. Once you're finally placed in the final tier, you will be put in Division 2. After being done, you're placed in Division 2 of a tier. So what do we have? Current competitive tier. So bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, champion, grand champion. Elliot, hey gun dogs. So how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then grand champion. There are 6 leagues, bronze to champion, and one. The last one I'm guessing has the top X players in the game. Champion, very small percentage. Game is constantly adjusting this percentage. And one top league, grand champion, which only has a small percentage of play. I'm surprised, Elliot. These emotes hardly ever get used unless people are just totally spamming them. They were meant to represent the lights, of course. So if let me try to get these there. We'll set 1 to orange. Oh, that's over there. We'll set 3 to orange, and we'll set 4 to pink. And there. We kind of have the emotes now. Yeah, Antimatter Tape made Atom Hack. EJ clipped Atom Party. And Doran made the lights emote. Bowter made Atom Bro. So within each of the six lower leagues, there are 3 divisions. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so how do you do this? Playing via Steam, open the program, click your avatar, blah, blah, blah. How do you change between these things? Competitive rewards are based on the highest tier the players achieved on any given playlist. Playlist. Is that what, like single, solo, duel, and whatever else? Yeah, playlist. Okay. Within a season. How long are seasons? This was about 4 months. This was about 4 months. This was much longer. So seasons are pretty much when they feel like, I guess. Yeah. And then what happens at the end of the season? 3 to 4 months. Gold 1 is a league. Gold tier 1. Oh. Oh, this was season 1 rank list that I looked at, right? Which, wait, no, it isn't. What's this? Okay, fine. Yeah, so divisions are not a thing. Oh man, how did I miss this? Yeah, since they said Division 2, I thought that was this, but apparently not. Each tier has 4 divisions ranging from Division 1 to Division 4. Oh man, okay, fine. So there are 6 leagues. There are 3 tiers. In each tier there are 4 divisions. You change divisions based on how many matches you win or lose. There are seasons that typically last for 3 to 4 months at a time. So at the end of a season, what happens though? Do you get reset? To unranked or what? Hey, they use the onion logo. Huh. They have hard or soft reset. How many bits for you to buy a silent pressure cooker? We actually want to buy a new cooker. But yeah, I don't know if you can ever have a silent pressure cooker. Maybe. 4 was a soft reset. Yeah, for a soft reset, they try to keep your general matchmaking rating so that it doesn't pit pros against noobs for a while. Okay, well, the only part I don't really understand here is, it sounds like, okay, you go up or down a division within a tier based on how many matches you've won. So great, how do you go up in tier? How do you go up in league? Throw it out the window. How How do you go up in tier or league? I guess this is what Hideo is complaining about here. You're in a league or division like Bronze 3, Division 4, and you just wait randomly to go up or drop. No indication of where you are. Hideo said it's changing between like divisions, tiers, and leagues is mostly hidden. You don't know what, how many matches, you have no indicator. Yeah. Lacking information for a player to know when this will happen. Most players are apparently frustrated by this. Okay, great. Well, that's a way that we probably shouldn't do this. Right. No, I understand that, Hideo. I was wondering how it actually does work. But yeah, it sounds like there isn't much information on that. So ranking should be a means of motivation for players. What's interesting here, so I think StarCraft 2 was the closest to what I had. And then I don't know how they would implement this. Did I write this down at the bottom? Yeah. I think StarCraft 2 has the closest set of problems to Botland. Their ladder handles 1v1. Matchmaking is done based on rating, not league or division. They still manage to make incentives for climbing leagues. The way EJ came up with, though, I think would be a very easy way for me to show this stuff. Although, actually, it's still not rankings, I guess, though. This was bucketizations. Yeah, so it's not actually a ranking system. There was one other goal that I had here, too. Oh, yeah. Matchmaking should, well, yeah, matchmaking should still be based on ratings. Right. So my issue with the StarCraft system was this: they have these leagues and divisions and tiers, whatever. One thing that's tough to do is if you have, let's say, bronze. Let's say you get put into a bronze league, and there's a division of 100 players, and you are rank 50, and let's say your MMR is equal to 500. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. And there's some silver player, and there's 100 players here, and they are rank 1, and their MMR is 700. So, or rank 10 even. If the silver player loses a few times, they'll go down in MMR. If you win a few times, you'll go up in MMR. If you don't change leagues or divisions, then you could be better than the silver player, despite still being in the bronze league. This would imply that you should be shifted. Well, that probably you should both be shifted to different leagues. But then we'd need 100 players to be in the division again. Depending on how frequently this happens, it may be difficult to implement. For me, what I'd like to see from this document, besides how to show that, is how progress up or down is showed, represented, displayed to the user. How do you know you're going to division up? Do you have best of matches at X points? For me, this is one of the most important part of a ranked game. How do I feel about Smurf accounts? Smurf accounts shouldn't really exist in Botland. I think Smurf accounts are... There are two ways to have Smurf accounts, right? One is... And by the way, for those who don't know what a Smurf account is, a Smurf account is a new account from an old player, typically. So in RPGs, this will be something like I guess they're called twink accounts. They're like a, let's say, not max level player with crazy gear that you typically wouldn't have at that level. And for any other game, it's just a pro player in a noob league. So imagine the best CSGO player restarting an account. they're gonna wipe out everybody. So how do I feel about Smurf accounts? I don't really know if it matters because I don't think there's too much you can do about it. You have stars, I think. Sorry, I didn't play. Only saw it on stream. And X stars you rank up. Without stars you rank down. Yeah, so I'll talk about that. The reason why Hearthstone wouldn't work here is because you have these stars which control your current rank. So I'll kind of draw this out. At rank 25, you need like 2 stars. So there's these things. And let's get a Unicode star here. Where's the actual character? There it is. I guess I could have just taken an asterisk, but I want to be fancy. So you have 2 stars that you need. And I think rank 24 is kind of the same way, and rank 23, and then you get down to like rank 15 and maybe you need 3 stars, and then you get down to rank 5 and you need 5 stars. So you always know how many stars it takes to get to the next rank. And matchmaking tends to be done based on rank, not as much based on rating. I think you very rarely find yourself as a rank 25 player playing against like a rank 22 player. That doesn't happen. But your matchmaking rating may be such that that should happen. Right. They have a good way of showing progress. That's true. So, yeah, I guess that's a good thing to write down here. So, Hideo mentioned that having a clear way of ranking up or down can be appealing. Even though Hearthstone's system may not work for us, it's very obvious when you'll go up or down in rank. Yeah, that's definitely good for a player. So part of what I wonder then is, would it be a good system if matchmaking, AmpKing, worked entirely like how it did now, but rankings existed and were completely divorced from matchmaking? So probably not. You wouldn't want a bad player being number 1 at the game because they had a high win ratio while climbing through like lower skill level leagues. The end of Overwatch matches, you either gain X rank points or lose X rank points, and it shows a graph after every match. Do I have that written down for this? You gain/lose rank points after every match and can see a graph charting this out. We also have 10 placement matches. Okay. Yeah, showing elo change, that's something I already do. I show the Glicko change, but that's a rating change. And yeah, and to be clear, and I think this is important to be clear when we're talking about precise game design terms here. So food.exe has ratings, but no rankings. It has bucketization. So essentially, if you have, so you have 0 to 2400 and you split it into like MasterChef 1, 2, 3. If you call these rankings, then you have a maximum of like 24 of them in the game. So it's saying I'm ranked 22 is saying I'm in bucket 22. It's not that I'm the 22nd best player. So Hideo, from what EJ said earlier, your elo is all that determines it. So for example, if you're at 500, you are in MasterChef and maybe you're MasterChef 5. To get to MasterChef 4, you just have to be at 400 rating.